Hey guys, this is Nicole Washer with Keller Williams Hoover, and I'm here with my favorite lender in town, Miss Shannon. Go ahead.
I'm Shannon Driver with Gagliano Mortgage. Thank you for having me today.
Absolutely. Okay, so we are here today. Both of us actually live in Hoover. We are choosing to raise our families here in Hoover, Alabama. So with that being said, what's your favorite thing about Hoover?
Ooh, the access to everything that you need, very close.
Yep.
Especially on our side, the west side of Hoover, I feel like we have a lot of new amenities, new restaurants, new shopping. And so I think that kind of spoils us. And I tend to stay in a very small bubble socially, obviously branching out more for business, but everything you need is kind of right here.
So I can piggyback off that. I definitely support that. So my favorite part is honestly the community. I grew up in an area, or I just didn't grow up in a community type feeling. So having the kids running around and bikes and all of that, and just being able to go to the park right down the road, or taking the golf cart to school, things like that is just like huge to me because I didn't grow up with things like that. And I always wanted my children to have that. So that's my favorite part about Hoover. But before we kind of jump in, so she does all the money side of everything. I do all of the negotiating and home side of everything. But we really work together a lot. So and I feel like that makes the process a lot easier, is that we are working behind the scenes to make it easier for our buyers and sellers. So you don't see a lot of things, but that's what I'm hoping to do with this video, is kind of show you exactly how easy it can be when you have the right team working for you. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to work for you and serve you and help you get in a home as quickly as possible.
Absolutely.
So, we are going to start. She's talk a little bit about the loans part, and then I may jump in and add my 2 cents as well. So.
Okay, perfect. I think, especially for first-time home buyers, but even for some second and third and repeat home buyers, I think the mortgage process can be kind of daunting at times. A lot of times you don't know a lender, so I think it's great when you work with an agent who has strong referral partners. They can get you to the right people. As she mentioned, we work a lot together, and so I've worked with a lot of her clients, and I just love how you let me know their goals, like what we're trying to achieve on the front end, and it makes it a lot easier for the client to then come to me. So we usually start with just a conversation on what we're trying to do. Like, is this the first time we're buying a house? Are we buying an investment property? This is the area of town we're looking in. This is the price point we're trying to stay in. Do we qualify for this price point? And a lot of people qualify for a much larger price point than they're even trying to do. So it's so important to work with a lender and get all your questions answered so that you can even figure out what your perfect loan scenario is, because it's not a cookie cutter situation. A lot of people have a perfect payment in mind, or a payment they have to stay under. If it's an investment property, you want to make sure your rent is covered, whatever your tenant is leasing it for. But if you're a first-time home buyer, you have a budget, and really just anyone has a number that they're probably comfortable with as well. But for a lot of people too, it's, well, how much is the closing cost? What is it gonna, like, what kind of cashier's check do I have to bring to the closing table? Or what kind of down payment are we looking at? And really, down payment has been the biggest stressor that I've seen probably in the past year or so, just coming up with those funds. We have all sorts of loan programs, but the most popular have a 3%, 3.5%, 5% down. Of course, you do have USDA and VA loans if you can qualify, and those are 0 down. But conventional is usually the most popular and what people are most familiar with. And right now we actually have a program that's only 1% down conventional instead of the standard 3. So I'm a broker here, and we work with a handful of lenders, and one of our lenders is actually going to pay that other 2% of the down payment. So the buyer will bring 1%, the lender brings 2%, up to $7,000. And so that will really offset somebody's closing costs, or maybe they need new furniture or some other moving expense that they don't have to worry about. There are some income restrictions with this, and so it is a conversation that we would have to have. But other than that, it's a pretty clean opportunity for the right buyer.
Okay, so let me dumb that down for you a little bit. So what Shannon just said is conventional loans. So there are different types of loans. There's FHA, VHA, conventional.
VA, FHA.
That all went together.
You made
Sorry.
a hybrid loan.
Yeah, a hybrid loan. But anyway, so you have these different types of loans, and conventional normally is the hardest to qualify for, correct? Or investment, but really conventional maybe?
It really boils down to credit score.
Okay.
So to break it down a little bit further, conventional, we're looking for a 620 or higher.
Okay.
For an FHA loan, we're looking for 580 or higher. I can do a 550 if they have a substantial down payment, but usually first-time homebuyers are going to do the minimum down payment. And so, yes, conventional does require a little bit of a higher credit score, which can make it harder to qualify for. But other than that, it's a pretty standard loan feature. It doesn't really have any other complications to it.
So here's the gist of what I'm going to tell you is that there is a program more than likely out there for you. So if you are sitting on the fence or you just have no idea where to start, or maybe you're like, I don't have any money. We help people with $0 all the time.
Yes.
So do not let it intimidate you. If you're tired of paying rent, or you're just like, hey, what does this even look like? Or, maybe you've never thought about it, or you want to do it in 2 years or 3 years. It's never too early to start that plan. It's never too early to reach out to us. So we keep very open communication. We are here to help. We're here to serve you guys. And we could more than likely probably find a loan product out there for you. But this 1% conventional is huge.
Yes.
So and here's the thing with conventional is FHA and VA are normally lower credit scores. They're easier to get pre-qualified, but they have higher restrictions on the house itself. So you can't necessarily, so a conventional loan, you normally can get a little more past. So say you're looking at a house that doesn't have walls or something and you need
some work.
Yeah, it might need a little work. You can normally get that with conventional. Sometimes VA and FHA, you can't. So the 1% really could be huge. And then 1% for a single person, we were talking about it earlier, for a single person, it is incredible. These people could get in a house for, $35,000, $4,000.
Yes,
and that would be a 1% down payment.
Yes, a $350,000 house, they would only be paying $3,500 as their down payment. They would have closing costs, of course, but what they wouldn't be paying is $10,500, which is the required minimum payment on a conventional loan at 3%.
Exactly.
And so it's like free money, if you will. And the lender is very excited about this program. This is the second time they've offered it, so this is not our first rodeo with this program, and we're excited to see it come back around.
Perfect. Well, hey guys, this is Nicole and Shannon, and we are in Hoover, Alabama, and we're ready to serve you. So we cannot wait. Thanks for hanging out with us today, and thanks for being here, Shannon.
Thanks for having me.
Bye, guys.